Hey everybody, Chad here. This is another episode of Traveling Internationally. I am in Thailand right now, so this video or episode is about phones. Okay, what's the best options for phones, phone plans, and especially if you're a foreigner. Okay, if you're a local, you get it. If you're in Thailand, a local, just like if I'm a local in the United States, I already know. But if you're a foreigner and you're traveling to another country, you're traveling to Thailand, for example, what's your best options for phones, phone plans? That way you don't really crank up your phone bill because you're traveling internationally. So what are the best options here? So and this you really want to listen up to, because this is great advice. This is what I'm doing and I feel that's kind of the best. Okay, so other than that, let's get rocking and rolling. I mean, if you like the video, subscribe. I don't really say all that stuff that much, but you get the drift. You know, YouTube's been around for a long time, so everybody knows. If you like the videos, subscribe. Helps out, helps kind of spread the word. If you have a question, leave the question down below and I'll try to answer it as best as I can. But anyway, phones. Okay, getting straight to the point. This is what I exactly did, is I brought two phones with me. Okay, I brought this phone and I'm filming on my other phone. So what I did was that I brought my US phone. Okay, but I'm from the United States, so I brought my US phone. So what you want to do if you travel from the United States or another country, I brought my US phone, I stuck it in airplane mode. Okay, before I stuck it in airplane mode, I enabled Wi-Fi calling, because sometimes if you don't enable Wi-Fi calling before you enter another country and you take it off of airplane mode, sometimes it don't work. So you want to enable your Wi-Fi calling before you actually start traveling. So enable your Wi-Fi calling on your settings, get that enabled. Then once you're on the airplane, you're gonna put it on the airplane mode. Once you know you're in the country, you're gonna have it on airplane mode. Okay. Now, another thing you want to keep in mind, that usually in the States, depending upon who your cell phone provider is if you travel internationally, usually the best advice they give is you call your telephone provider, you call AT&T, Verizon, whatnot, and you tell them, I'm traveling internationally, I'm traveling to Thailand, and they put on an international plan on your phone plan. That's usually like 10 bucks a day extra on your phone plan. So if you're traveling for a month, that's going to be 10 bucks a day. How do you get around that? You can get around that. So you don't need to tell your phone company you're traveling internationally. Okay, all you need to do on your local phone, like for example my US phone, all I needed to do is put my phone on airplane mode and enable Wi-Fi calling. Now when I enable Wi-Fi calling, what happens is, as long as I have a Wi-Fi connection, I don't have to take my phone off of airplane mode. I can keep it in airplane mode and I can turn on my Wi-Fi. As long as I have a Wi-Fi connection, for example, like in this room, my resort, as long as I have a Wi-Fi connection, I can still call and text from my US phone and not get charged under Wi-Fi, okay? Now the dilemma is, you might not have Wi-Fi all the time. Makes sense, you're out and about walking around, whatnot, you're not always gonna have Wi-Fi. So that's why I brought a second phone with me. So I brought a second phone with me. Now this is an iPhone, an older iPhone, because I keep my phones. When I upgrade, I just keep it now. So I have 3-4 phones. So I brought another phone with me. So this phone, what I did once I came to Thailand is I had someone take me and I bought a Thai SIM card. Okay, so they got several different types of Thai SIM cards. They got ones that almost like a phone plan, you just pay monthly, or you have ones that you kind of pay on the go. I mean, you pay every month, but you go and you kind of almost like go and load the card. So you go to like a Family Mart and load the card, load your SIM card. Like every single month I go kind of technically pay my bill. So that's what I did for my second phone. I bought a Thai SIM card. Now the Thai SIM card I got, it was called AIS, and you can just get a data plan. Okay, I don't need to have calling on the phone. Okay, so just get data. You get unlimited data for like 10 bucks a month. You get unlimited data for like 10 bucks a month. Then plus it's a Thai phone number. So if I'm in Thailand, I have a Thai phone number, I have unlimited data, I can carry around, use it, whatnot. You don't need a calling plan on this phone, because in Thailand, I'll post another video about this, but in Thailand, they use two apps. The most famous app, bring the phone down, I'm holding it like that. But anyway, they use two apps. They use an app called Line. Line is a texting app. It's free. So everybody use Line here. So it's free texting, plus you can do free voice calls through there. So everybody use Line or calls through Line. So you don't need a phone, you don't actually need a phone plan on your Thai SIM card. You just need a data plan, because you can download the Line app or WhatsApp and make free phone calls from your Thai phone. So that, my friends, is what I would recommend. Now, another thing on here, some people's phones, you can't do this on iPhone. Some Androids you don't need two phones. Some Androids, you have to look that you can actually put two SIM cards in your phone. So you can actually have your US SIM card or your local SIM card, whatever country you're coming from, and you can put in a Thai SIM card. So you can do two SIM cards at one time. So depending upon what phone you have, you might not need two phones, because you can put two SIM cards in your phone. So just look at your phone to see if you can do that. If you can't, bring two phones with you. Another option you can do if you don't have two phones, you can go and buy, it's not actually that much, you can buy a Thai phone here. Just you go to the mall or the local mall, and a little like an AIS store where I got my Thai SIM card, and they have like prepaid phones there, just in case you don't have a second phone. But those are kind of like great things that you kind of learn while you travel. That way, you don't have to take your US phone off airplane mode. And another thing why it's kind of good to have two phones is because if I'm working off my Thai SIM card, if I'm working off my computer, sometimes depending upon what I'm doing, checking emails, signing up for accounts, like nowadays for security reasons and verification codes, they're sending me verification codes. So my verification codes will not go through my Thai phone, because that's my Thai phone number. All my verification codes go through my US phone number, because that's how I signed up for everything, because I live in the States. So I mean, it's good to have two phones, and so that way I can put my US phone, and I'm kind of getting like confused when I'm talking, but on my US phone, when under Wi-Fi, it sends me the verification codes I need, so you can verify stuff. Just in case you're taking money out, moving money, you're signing up for apps or whatever, and they send verification codes. So it's really good to have two phones. But other than that, my friends, hopefully that helped out. Hopefully it gave you some good advice. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, and I'll try to help you out as best as possible. Or if not, it will give me an idea to actually make a video to help out even more people and whatnot. But anyway, I'll see you in the next episode of Traveling Internationally. Maybe Thailand. See ya.